welcome back, or welcome if you are new. My name is Di, and this is Di's Paradise. And I just finished The Scammer by Tiffany D. Jackson. I just want it to be known, today on this day, October 6th, 2025, in the year of our Lord, 2025, I met Tiffany D. Jackson, the queen herself. Like, she was talking to the kids, but she was talking to me. I got all 5 of my books signed. I'm gone before we begin. I'm crying because I'm happy. I'm crying because this is the best book I've read all year. I knew she wasn't gonna let me down. Oh, Tiffany. I'm sorry. Okay. All right. Let me get my life together. Why am I crying? It's a thriller. Nothing sad happened. Okay. There's nothing that I can say. We're gonna do a rundown in the morning. Okay. Not just finished. I finished it last night, but yeah, it was way too late at night. I needed to go to sleep. But finished it in one day. 5 out of 5 for me. 5 out of 5 for me. Tiffany D. Jackson is, once again, she is just like my favorite author, and she has just proven why she is my favorite author again with this book. I don't know what else to say about Tiffany D. Jackson, except for Tyler Perry needs to put his pen down and go hire her. That's all I'm gonna say. Okay. Put his pen down, go hire her. Anyway, no shade to Tyler Perry. Like, he's done well. But pass the torch, my dude. Pass the pluma. Okay. I think this is my favorite book that I've read all year. That's how much of an impact this one is. Which, I mean, I haven't read like a lot of books. I've read 23 books this year. Okay, that's not bad. Let's go ahead and do a deep dive into The Scammer by Tiffany D. Jackson. I hope you guys have enjoyed the clips that I've shown so far. Yes, I did meet Tiffany D. Jackson this month in October, actually, for her release of The Scammer. And I met her at my job. She comes to schools, and I am a teacher. She came to my school this year, and I was just like, whoa, because this is my first year working at the school that I'm working at. And yeah, I met Tiffany D. Jackson at the school that I decided to work at this year, and she came to my school. She was super sweet. She was super sweet. She didn't take no crap because some of my students were talking, and she was like, y'all gonna let me talk? For me, complete 5 out of 5. No ifs, ands, or buts. I was on the edge of my seat. I was listening to it via audiobook because I was driving around when I started the book. That first half of that book, I was like, no. I was like, no. I was like, no, ma'am. I was like, no. Just like wondering, when was it all gonna just... Like, when was it gonna stop building up so much? Because I was like, baby, I've been built. Like, this, it was just so much. And by the second half of the book was much more, I wouldn't say relaxed, but it definitely had a lot more ease to it. And I think Tiffany D. Jackson does a wonderful job of those transitions in her books. You kind of have these moments in these parts of the books that are very, very heavy, and then or almost have you in suspense and have you tense. And then like she knows how to set the tone or change the tone to where you can literally feel the ease like coming back into your body. And it was just great. Like, it was done so beautifully, and I felt like the transition from that tense just part of the book and section of the book into that more easeful or more reflective and more just almost like you're trying to heal in a way. Okay, because I feel like our main character was definitely trying to heal in some ways in that side or on that in that part of the book. So that transition was just done very beautifully. Tiffany D. Jackson is really good at doing that. She doesn't have to put a part 1 and a part 2. You can just feel the transition. Wonderful job. Wonderful job. So the book follows Jordan Monroe. She is a recent high school graduate. She's going to college for her first year, and her parents are very, very strict. They want her to go to a prestigious Ivy League school. However, Jordan says, no, I'm not going to an Ivy League school. Instead, she decides that she's going to go to Fraser University, which is a predominantly Black institution. It's a historically Black college or university, aka an HBCU. During her first semester, she has 3 roommates, and they all live in a suite together. And one of the girls decides, you know what? My brother kind of needs a place to stay. He just got out of jail. He kind of needs a place to stay. Can he just come stay with us for a little bit? And once he shows up, his name is Devontae. Once he shows up, all things just kind of start getting real weird and creepy. And yeah, things just start getting real creepy. The first thing I really loved about this book was the suspense, the immersion in the suspense, and also the plot twist. There is a plot twist. And when I tell you, Tiffany D knows how to do a plot twist, she knows how to do a plot twist. She does such a wonderful job with them. And with this one was no exceptions whatsoever. I loved how she incorporated the plot twist. I love how unique it was, and I love that it was very much so unexpected. There was no type of like there was maybe like one little Easter egg that I can think back to, but there was no type of like Easter egg-ish stuff in the book to really get you to think like this is where it was gonna lead to. And I love that so much, because I want to be surprised, okay? And Tiffany D. Jackson had me surprised. Baby girl was surprised, okay? So she just did a wonderful job with the plot twist. Also, the commentary on extremism and fanaticism. Oh my gosh. The whole book, the entire book is literally a work of art, and it brings under a microscope this idea of extremism and fanaticism and how it can really do a number on you. Not only a number on you as an individual, but also on an entire community of people. So pretty much this book kind of explores the themes and the ideas surrounding cults and surrounding, what kind of gets people to want to be a part of a cult, what kind of gets people to want to be a part of the cult and to end up like, not wanting to leave that cult and whatnot. It hits on that concept of cults and everything, but I think Tiffany D. Jackson kind of takes it further, and she takes it to definitely apply specifically to the Black community. If y'all don't know what a hotep is, y'all need to look up what a hotep is, okay? And, no shade, like, if you don't know who Dr. Umar Do y'all know who Dr. Umar is? Put down in the comments if you know who Dr. Umar is, because, okay. And Dr. Umar and the Hoteps, okay? But here's the thing though. The thing that I loved about it is that it explores cults, and it explores with you wanting to have an identity, especially as a Black person living in America, with you wanting to have an identity and learn more about the history of your people and learn more about, you know, like just all those things that we as Black Americans kind of go through, where it's like, okay, who are we, where we came from before slavery? Because of course we existed before slavery. And also, how has our time in America and the time that our ancestors spent in America, how has that affected us today? And it really does get into details about that. But the thing that I loved about Tiffany D. Jackson is that she wasn't necessarily just doing this commentary where she was against pro-Blackness. What she was doing was she was pretty much saying that there are people in this world who will take pro-Blackness and they will use it as a weapon against you. And in my eyes, I'm like, yes, baby girl, yes, like, yes, because quite frankly, there are so many things, anything can be used as a weapon against you, especially if you attach so much meaning and your entire life and your entire identity to that thing. Really, in this book, we are shown like how people can take something that can be good for a community and really take it and turn it on its head and turn it into something evil and turn it into something ruthless and manipulative and predatory. And I truly appreciated her commentary on it all, because I don't even be watching. I'm not on the internet like that, so I don't have much insight into certain things, but I do know that there's like this rise of people talking about, oh, like Black women and their femininity versus are they masculine and blah blah blah. And any single time I hear a man, especially a man, when women say it, I'm just like, yeah, you've been indoctrinated. But when I hear men say it, because the thing is that men listen to other men, I really just get real like riled up, because I'm like, yeah. And any man that starts talking like that is, oh yeah, masculine, they're masculine, I'm automatically like, he sound like a hotep. He sounds like a hotep, okay? So when you get into those little details, those little nitty-gritty details about, you know, just all the stuff that's going on the internet right now, and all the media that's being consumed about Black people, especially about Black women. And when you really start listening to people and you really start questioning them, you listen to people, but you listen to them with skepticism, you really start to realize just how much people don't know what the hell they're talking about. Like, they don't know what they're talking about. And they're hoping that you don't know what you're talking about, or what you don't know anything, so that they can go ahead and get over on you. And I love the fact that Tiffany D. Jackson very much so did an entire book based around that concept. And it is officially my favorite book. Okay, so I have a dilemma. Okay, my dilemma is very simple. My favorite book of all, like, that has ever come out and made me like scream, okay, is The Weight of Blood by Tiffany D. Jackson. And then the scammer came out, and I was just like, and now I'm stuck. I don't know what to do. I don't know who I am. Oh my gosh. Because literally, I feel like the scammer has officially, it might have knocked The Weight of Blood off the top spot. I don't know. I think I have to read them both again to decide, baby. I have to read them both again to decide, because The Weight of Blood genuinely was like, this had a serious effect on me. Like, this had a serious effect on my life. And I read it just last year, but it really made me just think about just power. It made me think about power. Okay. And this book really made me think about basically one of my favorite topics in the world, which is thinking for yourself. This is the thing that I center my entire life around, actually. This concept of thinking for yourself, this concept of deciding for yourself, of taking from different perspectives and saying, interesting, and going about your way with your own decisions in life, rather than being swayed and persuaded into believing whatever it is that people want to tell you just because they're saying it with conviction. And this really truly hit the nail on the head for me in that regard. And so because of that, these two are my favorite two books of all time. Yeah, these two are my favorite two books of all time. I genuinely love them both, and I genuinely feel like they both talk about topics that I'm very passionate about. And I think that is the thing that makes me love them so much. It's not just the fact that, they're good books. No, it's the fact that it takes two topics that I'm just so passionate about, and so I never was able to put into words, and not only just put it into words, but to be able to put it into a story, and to be able to give it a beginning, a middle, and an end, and to be able to wrap a lesson all in its pretty bows, and then submit it to the entire world, and then have it circulate through the entire world. Tiffany D. Jackson she's doing work, and she's doing, I don't know. I'm very passionate about these things, and it's just wow to me. Just the concept of power and taking power back, truly taking power back. What does it mean to be powerful? What does it mean to, even when you have been brought down so much in your life, and what does it mean to rise up against, whatever it is, the powers that be, and take your own power back and feel empowered to do something for yourself? And what does it mean to, does it mean always fighting back, or does it mean just leaving things alone and walking away from the whole situation, because that could actually be powerful in and of itself? That's this. And then there's this, which is, like I mentioned throughout this whole clip, just the concept of thinking for yourself, just the concept of really being a critical thinker. Critical thinking. This is the book that truly encompasses everything about critical thinking, about, we talk so much about anti-intellectualism nowadays, and it's Tiffany D. Jackson never even mentioned anti-intellectualism, but she definitely portrayed what it means to not think critically about the world that you live in, and not think critically about the people around you and the things that they are saying to you. This book did it. This one did it. Yeah, Tiffany D. Jackson has officially written two of my most favorite books on this planet. Thank you very much. I will talk to you guys in the next one. Goodbye.